eclipse this year. If these numbers manifest themselves, the strain that this will put on our infrastructure will be significant. Everything from our first responders to our healthcare systems, to our fueling stations, to our highways, to our emergency management stations, and more, all of these could be severely strained by the influx of people. As a result of these forecasts, I am issuing today an emergency declaration relating to the April 8th, 2024 solar eclipse. This declaration is being issued under the authority given to me as county judge under state law in order to plan, prepare, and respond to events that create or may create a state of emergency in the county. Based upon the advice and counsel of multiple offices and agencies, to include the Bell County Office of Emergency Management, I believe that the eclipse event has the potential to create such a state of emergency in Bell County. There are multiple benefits for the issuance of this declaration at this time. First, the declaration will assist the Bell County Office of Emergency Management in its coordination and collaboration efforts with the State Department of Emergency Management. If and when we are in need of state assistance for this event, having this declaration in place will facilitate the opportunity for state assistance. I will let our Bell County Emergency Management Coordinator, Bob Reinhardt, elaborate more on that in just a moment, and on the coordination efforts that he's had to date with the State Emergency Management Office. Something else this declaration does today, which I also believe is vitally important to us, is that it will require property owners in the unincorporated areas of Bell County to register with the Bell County Emergency Management Office if the landowners intend to host watch parties, dry camping, or other large-scale events that would exceed 50 or more people. I will let Mr. Reinhardt expand on this too in just a moment, but I would like to stress the importance of registering, if you're a property owner in the unincorporated areas, of registering with his office. We are anticipating severe traffic congestion on the day of the event, both before and after it occurs, and the ability of our first responders to respond will be enhanced if we know where large gatherings of people are taking place in the unincorporated areas of the county. I would also like to share with you that the county has made the decision to close our offices on April 8th. The reason we're doing this is to encourage our 1,200 plus employees to stay home on that day. As I've mentioned, we're anticipating the roads and highways to be very congested, so staying home and enjoying the eclipse from your yard or porch will be your best and your safest option. Many other entities and most of the school districts are also going to be closed on that day. So please, if you have to buy groceries, if you have to put gas in your car, or you have to run errands, do all of that in the days before the April 8th weekend. I can assure you will be glad that you did. Lastly, I have asked that we post on our website information and links about the eclipse. Multiple entities across the county have already posted events and activities associated with the eclipse, and we'll try to provide our website as links to those websites to help our residents as well as our visitors navigate their way to and through this event. So at this time, I'd like to call on our Bell County Emergency Management Coordinator, Bob Reinhardt, to make a few comments. After Bob is through, we'll be happy to entertain any questions that you might have. Bob?
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon. I want to start out by saying thank you to all of our media partners that have given us this opportunity to speak to the residents of Bell County today. The purpose of this conversation today and all of the planning that has gone on is to help prepare our communities for this event and the days leading up to it. Over the past months, I have been working very closely with my emergency management partners within the 4 larger cities and the rural communities of Bell County. And I want to give special thanks to Jennifer Henniger with the City of Temple Emergency Management and to Peter Perez with the City of Killeen Emergency Management. The 3 of us have spent a tremendous amount of time together facilitating a plan that doesn't necessarily see jurisdictional boundaries, but one that focuses on the residents of Bell County collectively. There is still work to be done, but I think we have and will continue to achieve the goal. Talking to you today is not meant to alarm, but is meant to provide you with the information needed so that everyone is prepared. As the judge mentioned, we will be seeing a large influx of people into the area over the weekend leading up to the event, and especially on Monday for the event itself. With an increase in population, as the judge mentioned, we will see places such as our grocery stores, and gas stations having more demand placed on them than we normally would see. Because of this, it would be a good idea to make sure that you've already done your grocery shopping and have your vehicles filled with fuel by middle of the week prior to this event. We have been in contact with both H-E-B and Walmart distribution centers. They are aware of the increase in demand on their grocery stores and will be prepared to stock the shelves accordingly. Traffic has the potential to be very congested, especially on all our main roads. I recommend having all your errands taken care of so you're not caught out in traffic. Do not be alarmed if you find that your cellular phone service is interrupted off and on throughout the days of this event. With this increase in population comes an increase on cell towers, and congestion could lead to temporary service interruptions. If you need the assistance of our first responders, and all you have is a cell phone, instead of calling 911, send a text to 911. Text messages will be more reliable and takes a lot less use of our cell towers than a voice call will. Our 911 communication center is set up to receive 911 text, and we'll have additional staff working to answer all the calls and texts that come in. At the same time, if you do not have an emergency, please do not call or text 911. As you can imagine, our dispatchers will be very busy, and we want them available to answer true emergency calls. If you have non-emergency calls, please reach out to your local police departments on their administrative lines. They too will have additional staff on hand to ensure that those calls are answered as well. We have been working very closely with all of our police, fire, and EMS professionals throughout the county and the region, and we will have these resources positioned in such a way that a level of service to our community will still be provided. The number of calls for service will increase, but rest assured that we will still provide the level of service that each of you expect. The registration process Judge Blackburn mentioned in his comments will serve as a huge tool in placing these assets in areas where we see and expect large gatherings so we can respond as quickly and efficiently as possible. I want to thank all of our public safety professionals for their hard work. Many meetings have taken place and a lot of conversations about this event has and will continue to take place as we grow closer to this event. I want to also mention that since this is a statewide event, we have been working very closely with all of our state partners. And I want to thank District Chief David Shaw with the Texas Department of Emergency Management for his support, along with the Texas Department of Public Safety and the Texas Department of Transportation. This truly is a collective effort that spans across the local, regional, and state levels, and everyone has done a fantastic job getting us to where we are today. In the event that we need the help, the state stands ready to assist, and we will continue to work with our state partners as we grow closer to this event and ensure that any assistance is communicated to them. That's all I have, and at this point, I'll also ask, Judge, if you don't mind, if Jennifer Henniger or Peter Perez would like to come up and help flag some of those questions, or if you have any comments.
How about we just single them out when we get to that point? Bob, I would like for you to address the registration process a little bit. How do property owners register? Where do they go? That kind of thing.
Absolutely. Thank you, Judge. We have a form put in place. It's a very short form. It's not something that is going to take quite a bit of time out of anybody's day. There are links to that form that will be put on our website this afternoon. If anybody would just go to bellcountytx.com, and again, a link to that form will be placed on our website this afternoon. I'd please encourage everybody to take the time to fill out that form. It is going to be a huge tool in us understanding where we need to focus our attention.
All right, Thank you, Bob. I said earlier that I wouldn't call on, I inquired of the mayors. If any of the mayors would like to make any comments, they declined to comment at this time, although I think they will have additional releases and press conferences and those things as the event gets nearer for their cities, and I'm certainly happy to support them in whatever way I can also. I did not, however, speak for Bob, obviously, because he specifically pointed to Peter and to Jennifer, and if they wanted to make any remarks. So I'll certainly provide both of them some time if they'd like to have any time at the podium. Since Peter's coming up here, that means Jennifer has to come up also. Okay. Peter, you got up first, so you can come first.
Thank you, Judge and Bob. Yes, again, we'd like to thank the media partners and our community members for tuning in. As the county has said, we are expecting an influx of people, but the city of Killeen remains vigilant to our public services that we do have available to our community members. At this time, there are numerous events all over the county that are happening, but the one specifically in Killeen, we are already working with those community organizations such as Central Texas College and our Parks and Recs Department to ensure that we can provide safe environment for our community members to come and enjoy it. Other than what Bob mentioned, such as, do expect some traffic congestion, it'd be great if you ran your errands the week before and just preparing like you would for almost any holiday weekend where you were going to have more people in the area than normal is definitely a recommendation. And I think that's all I had.
So I'm not going to repeat the comments, but I'll just add two, thinking about medications, thinking about feeding for your animals, some of those things that folks don't necessarily register immediately. A lot of folks think about gas and think about food for the family, but making sure that you have plenty of medication to get you through Monday, and then as well as your pets, to make sure you're taking care of them as well. So we appreciate the opportunity to be in front of y'all today, and we will be happy to take any questions here shortly.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Jennifer. And thank you, Bob. I can't really overstate the effort of cooperation and collaboration that I've seen over the past several months between the cities and the county and other entities, school districts, just multiple entities that have been working together to plan for this event. And again, very much appreciate all of the folks that are here, first responders, school districts, everybody have been really good to work with. And hopefully we can make this event what it's supposed to be, which is a fun event and an event that is safe for everyone, both visitors and residents. All right. At this time, I'll take any questions or deflect any questions that you might have. All right. If there's no questions, we'll have, again, information posted on our website later today. If it's not already there, I would urge you to check the city's websites also, because as Peter mentioned, there are activities and events that are being planned across the county, and so I would urge you to check all those. We're going to try to gather all those up as best we can and provide a place where folks can click on a link to get to those. Thank you very much for coming.
on eclipse.com anywhere? Thank you. We can do it right here. I'm good with right here.
He'll be here in just 1 second.
Thanks. I just figure it's nice to get yeah.
I'm good other way.
I'm sorry.
What they said up there.
I know, me, yeah.
I'm not opening it.
Ready for them at the same time. No, stay close.
I know, I'm good, like, same, but yeah.
Y'all give me 4 or 5 chances, right?
You can take as many chances as you need.
You pretty much said everything up there. I just had maybe 1 or 2 specifics in a bit.
All right. You can try and stay as still as possible. I know it's hard, but we can't really move our camera.
Yeah.
You're good now, yes.
And you want him to just look straight down the middle?
Yeah, just
Okay,
so
so you can, when whoever asks a question, you'll look at me. Yes. You know the drill.
Sit still, and I'll sit still too.
Oh, no.
Oh, y'all got it. I was gonna just hold them down here.
Thank you.
Good, no, that's okay.
So can I start us off?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go ahead and start by just saying and spelling your first and last name and giving us your title.
Sure. Bob Reinhardt, BOBREINHARD. I'm the Emergency Management Coordinator for Bell County.
Hi, Bob.
You want me to get a little closer? Because you're stretching.
Yeah, maybe get
A little bit.
You're going to fall over if you keep
I know, right?
leaning that
this
far
is how we get our
forward.
workout in.
Yeah.
This is our workout. The cell service.
Yes.
We want to make sure we cover for our viewers like everything about that. You know, we're a little over a month out
Yes, ma'am.
from this eclipse. Is there anything y'all are putting in place to counteract the lack of cell service that might
Well,
be?
the short answer is yes. On a local level, I have requested to the state for what is called a cell on wheels. Essentially what that is a portable tower that we can set up. And as Peter mentioned earlier in the press conference, we have a large crowd or a large gathering at Central Texas College. So it is my thought process that if we put a tower there, this portable tower, if nothing else, that will relieve some of the congestion off of our existing infrastructure and provide somewhat of a benefit as long as people are there at that event.
So they'll still be able to call 911 and do all those things if they need to.
Yes. With any infrastructure, it has its limitations. You can only go so far with any type of service that we have, whether it be your water, your electricity, or in this case, cellular service. When that infrastructure gets tasked to the limit that it can no longer hold any more calls, it starts shedding calls off of it. So you might find that you're in a place to where you have trouble getting, or the first or second time that you try to make that call, that it doesn't go through. Keep trying, but again, as I said earlier, the best method is to text. Whether you're texting us or texting your family or friends, utilize text messages because it takes so much less pressure off of the cell towers than it would be for a voice call.
What should people? I'm curious. When people text 911, what should they text in an emergency?
All of your pertinent information, your location, some sort of a quick synopsis as to what's going on. Get the conversation started. Our communications dispatchers are very, very, we'll have to start that over. Ask the question, what should we text?
Yes. What should we text?
Initially, just put in your pertinent information, exactly where you are, what's going on. Our dispatchers are very good at responding in text messages to our people that respond to us through 911 text, and they'll ask the pertinent questions. They'll get the information from you that they need.
Well, as for response, I gotta switch my arms. As for response time,
Yes.
what are y'all anticipating so that people can be aware, especially that Monday, where everyone.
Right. It's really hard to put a number on anything. I can tell you that there's going to be opportunities, especially when we have to either traverse over or down some of our major roadways throughout the county, that response time is going to be somewhat degraded. However, we have put together a plan that puts people on both sides of all of our main arteries throughout the county so that that response time, if it is delayed, is only going to be by just a very little bit of time.
I just want to ask, it's kind of off of the cell phone thing, but just y'all, for the last few months, y'all been holding a lot of these kinds of conversations
Yes.
with multiple cities. What's different about this one? Or if nothing's different, is it just driving home what you need to know for this day so that nobody is unprepared?
Well, the biggest difference from this on any other event that we might typically see is the unknown. We've only got one other event, which was in 2017, further up in North America, that we can go and base our information off of. Everything that we've been told by those folks in those areas is to expect your population to either double, if not triple, depending on where you are in that direct line of path for the totality of the eclipse. So that is probably the most significant difference. We can plan all day long and understand that there's going to be a group of people, but for something that happens this rare, it's going to draw even much more people, because this is a huge event. This is something that's fantastic. It puts you in a position to where you get to witness something that very few people have the opportunity, and there's a lot of people that's going to take advantage of it.
Were you asking why this declaration was different?
Yeah, I was on
What
that
makes
as
the
well.
declaration different from other things people have said?
But what you said was great too, so I was like, I can use that too, it's
Yeah,
okay.
use that, but specifically for the declaration, the difference is more times than not when we have a declaration of sorts, it's because something has already happened. And it puts us in a position to get those resources from the state that we already need, the things that we have or that we're running short off of. In a planned event, and we understand that we have the influx or the potential of this many people coming to us, it gives us the opportunity to do such things as like what the judge mentioned, was to create a registration process. That registration process, I cannot state or overstate how important that is for our rural property owners to utilize and take advantage of that form. It puts me in a position to where I can better understand where to position and stage these assets, so that if we have a large gathering, the propensity of something happening there is going to be much greater than maybe a smaller group of people, and I have the opportunity to respond a lot quicker. And that's from my chair, that's the most important piece of this declaration.
Yeah, awesome, that's perfect, great,
good?
awesome. Really good. That was awesome, thank you.
You're good. You're really good on the spot.
Were you gonna do any others?
That's done.
Did we need to?
I don't think
Because I was gonna use his, like what he said up there about the declaration, like I think I'm good. Because originally I filled out my SC because I thought they were gonna talk more about like workshop type of.
I know.
So-
That would be good because I don't really,
Is there someone else you guys want to?
probably Belton ISD. Yeah.
I think she may have just left.
It's all right.
I can try and reach her if you want.
No, it's okay. I know they're busy.
Yeah.
The ISD person. She just left. Candace left. Yeah, she just left a minute ago.
Well, that's cool too, because I was about to go grab Noelle.
You're good. You know everybody's there.
I live in Temple, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you want me to grab Noelle for you?
Hey, are you,
You're trying to get the mayor?
do you want the mayor or do you want Noelle?
I think the mayor would be better. Like, because I'm always talking to Noelle. Do you want Noelle?
He's grabbing Noelle. I'll just ask Noelle to get the mayor.
She's, yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just in everybody's way. Oh. Hey, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. We'll come over there.
I'll come down.